Hey guys, welcome back to another KevCAM night class tonight. Tonight have Steve Walsh helping out with any questions or concerns. Steve, are you with us?
I am. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for the attendance today. We appreciate it.
And we finally drug Greg back from Germany, even though his brain is a little bit bigger and about ready to explode from all the information he got, but at least we got him back in the night class now.
I prefer jet lag, but yes. Good evening, everybody.
And let me just take a quick scan through here. I do see a couple new names in here. So these night classes are dedicated for you guys. So any suggestions, ideas, send those over to me via email, and we'll get those implemented in. And we are using GoToWebinar for the night class, in which it puts everybody in mute only besides myself and Steve and Greg, and just to eliminate any background noise. Now, if you guys do have questions, definitely send those over in the questions panel, and Steve will address those for you or read them off to me. Very laid back class for you guys. Keep it calm and relaxed. We like to play around a little bit here. As well as each night class is recorded for you guys. So if you guys head over to YouTube and type in SolidCAM University or KevCAM, between Greg, myself, and Mark, we have a video on how to do pretty much anything inside the software in here for you guys. So definitely a great place to check it out here. But with that being said, let's get into the 2019, the new simulator that they've developed for 2019 for you guys and going forward. So it's a real cool simulator. It acts just like SolidVerify. Well, it's kind of a hybrid between SolidVerify and HostCAD for you guys. And we'll just kind of get the ball rolling right away. So to activate it, all you have to do is you can right-click on your operations and go to SolidCAM Simulator, and then it's got in beta just because Anthony's constantly adding new features in here daily, and I'll kind of go over those features as we go along here. Or if you are in your simulation, or in your operation, sorry, and we'll just open this up here. And, oops, I had it there. And when it pops up here, if you hold the control key and click the simulate button, it will pop in the beta simulator as well. So you can see we got our beta simulator going on right here. But let's just kind of show you from getting the ball rolling here. So we'll just do a right click in your SolidCAM simulator here. And I'm going to kind of go through everything inside here for you guys. So one of my favorite things is it's in a separate window. So a lot of us are running, multiple monitors, well, except for Steve. He's still stuck in the 1990s.
Hey, laptop, man. 386 is still ticking. So anyway.
So the nice thing about this is you guys can actually click and drag this off to a second monitor and play it through there, and you can still keep working on your part over here, which is very handy. Now, the way you get to all your options inside the new SolidCAM simulator is just by clicking on this little box over here. Now, they set it up just like SolidWorks for you guys, so you guys can have your front view. You can do a isometric, top view, all different kinds of views here for you guys to kind of go around. And then you have your regular middle wheel hold and rotate button like you do in SolidWorks. Now, if you click on here, if you uncheck the flyout, what that's going to do is it's going to project your stock and your simulation onto your model itself. So if I move this down, what it will do is it will actually project it on here. So I'll show you real quick and check flyout. And now I have it actually on my model itself right here. So if I go ahead and play this through here, well, let me get through the buttons for you guys. So first thing we have is the record button. What this does is it records all the data for you guys, and you guys can actually take your progress bar and wheel it back and forth over here along the operation. So you can now, in the past, we've only been able to do anything going forward. Now we have the ability to go forward and backwards. So we'll just go ahead and play this through here.
Now, would you say this is the reason why or one of the main reasons why we're releasing this in beta is because we've had so much feedback for people that want to reverse their simulation. And obviously we're excited about this, but we want you guys to be able to use it as well. Absolutely. To be able to rewind these simulation playbacks. So yeah, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, great point there, Greg. And as I'm going through this, you'll see that I have a red line down here. That's basically letting me know that I'm recording it. So what I can do is I can play this through as fast as possible right here, and we'll get through our operations. But then, well, let's say I get to right there. Oop, I need to stop it, and then I just want to rewind it. And I'm just clicking and dragging this progress bar down here, just with the left mouse click. I can drag it back, and it's actually adding material back on there for you guys. So going back and forth. Now, the real cool thing in here too is we associative, can't even think of the word right now.
Associatively, I'll add value.
There you go. Thank you. Added. So right now, tool number 7 is linked to the blue color. Tool number 1 is also linked to the blue color. Tool number 3, each one of those tools that you guys set up is linked to a specific color. Well, these colors are showing up for you guys down here. So if I want to get to where a tool change is, you can see that this one, tool number 7, doesn't have a holder, but as soon as I get to the new blue section here, it brings in my new tool with the tool holder. Get over to the yellow, we're switching over. So this controls your guys's, the colors down here are linked to the tool colors. And if you're not sure what I'm saying with the tool colors is, if we open up our tool library here, these colors right here. So we got blue, purple, green, I guess that's pink, purple, light blue. And if I want to change that color, I can come in here and actually change it to whatever color I would like. So that's what I'm getting at with it's based off the colors. So as I drag this through, you'll see the different colors along with the tool changes that are going on. Now, you'll see that these are equally divided out right now. What I can do is I can right-click on this bar down here, and I can do it display by time. So I can see that my blue tool down here is taking up a good chunk of time. The green tool is taking hardly any time, but that other blue tool down here is taking up a good chunk of our time down here. And that's a great point to kind of go back and like, boy, Greg was programming this, but he sure took a sweet old time on this last operation. Let's kind of go back through and see what he did. Or, you can kind of see a little value of what's going on. You can also do it by machine moves, so based off of line numbers. So if there is a ton of machine moves, it's going to go off of that. By default for you guys, it's set to by equal size, so everything's kind of equally spaced out for you. But this is a great way to come in here and do it by time, and I can see where the majority of my time is getting eaten up on this part itself. So real cool feature there. And so I went over the record button here. We can do a single or a jump back to the previous operation. We can do a single step in the reverse. We can do a play in the reverse, and then we have our pause, and then a regular play going forward, single step going forward, and next operation going forward. So you guys are used to seeing these buttons over here, the pause, play, single step, and advanced. But now we have the reverse capabilities like what Greg was talking about based off of what you guys have told us that you guys would like to see in the simulation. So a real cool thing there. Now, right now, I'm doing it as non-flyout. Well, let's say I want to get, if I want to program a little bit, what I can do is just click on this, and I can click and drag this around. So I can come over here, look at my tool path, see everything that's going on right there, but I can still come down here and play my simulation, and this is what we call the mini-me mode. And you can just click and drag this wherever you want. If I want to move it all around, or if I double click on it, it will put it back right on the SolidWorks workpiece itself. So a lot of great new features that they added in there for you guys, what you guys wanted to see. Now, another great feature that was just recently added in there, and that's kind of like what Greg was saying, this is why it's still in that, it says beta, is because we're adding stuff every single day to here. We've added in the stock target comparison. So with this, I can come in here and, long as it's, not gouging, I can come over here and move it around. So let's say I want to see everything that's going on, or maybe I want to just see anything that is gouging, right in this field right here, and it's live. So, with our Solid Verify before, we would rotate, and then you would have to click the rainbow button again for it to update. Well, now this is right live, what we're seeing right here. So I can move it all around. As it's playing through, it's going to show me that stock target comparison. If I don't want to see it, I can turn it off. It's as easy as that. And like I said, you have the full ability to come in here and, bring it to different parameters. So let's say, I just want to see everything between, this zone right here. So it's going to show me just for anything that's gouging, anything that is oversized, or that is right on size for you guys now.
And you can adjust any of those values as well by clicking on the text of the value and adjusting it to whatever you need.
Oh yeah, I know.
Very similar to, yeah, all your stuff was right on size. You're much more of a perfectionist than I am.
Let me just change it real quick. 10, and let's put this up here. Let's say this is -5 and 10. So now I can see that, anything that is red, scoot this guy up here. So anything that is red is going to be my 10 thou gouge. Anything that is yellow, I'm gouging in 5 thou. Anything that is green, light blue area is good, but my darker blue is where I still have material, which I can definitely see in here because I can see I still have material right here. I can still see that I have material in my counter bores. I still have material over here on the side. So it's a great way to change up things for you guys and get that more fine-tuned for whatever you want. So like I said, I can drag that, right there, and I can just see gouge, no gouge, and up to size. Or I should say gouge, up to size, and remaining stock still left over. So, okay, so we got mini-me mode showing the simulation on there. Now let's say that, double click back on this here. Let's say I don't want to see my toolpath in there, the toolpath lines itself. Easy enough, I can come over here, oops, and click on toolpath, and that will turn off my toolpath for me. Let me just maximize this for you guys. So that kind of cleans up things a little bit better for you guys. So if you guys don't like all the busyness of what's going on in there, you can turn on or off the toolpath at will. And like I said, I can come back through and just rewind this at any one point and just see what it's doing. So it's kind of nice. I got a progress bar as it's going through. Now, there is some, I got to find my slide here. So with the new simulator is much faster than the Solid Verify or the Host CAD. So it automatically uses multi-core on every stage of the simulation. Now the Solid Verification is 200 to 300 times faster than what was done before. And then the wireframe Host CAD is 400% faster for you guys. So it's used, it's a lot less lagginess. We don't have to build out that STL model anymore. When you guys are bringing in your Solid Verify, you guys get that Solid Verify brought in there. it is much, much faster for you guys going through the simulation process this way. Now, in the sense of you guys seeing it as beta, if you guys see something in there that you guys don't like, want to change, let us know, because like I said, they are actively adding stuff to this daily in the for the beta simulator for you guys. Okay, so we also have the Solid Verify. If I don't want to see the Solid Verify and just see just the basically like HostCAD, that's exactly what we're seeing right here, just showing a wireframe of what's going on for you guys. Pause this for a second. And now if we turn the Solid Verify back on, that's going to go all based off of our updated stock. If I want to reset everything that is currently there, so if I just want to do a quick reset, it will kind of update the, kind of rebuild everything for you. And you'll notice that there was no lag there when I did that. So maybe you made a change on, let's say you have this on a second monitor, and over here you made a change and you just want to refresh of what's going on over here, you can come over here and do that reset. We're showing our stock. So the stock is all based off of what you guys are have over here, as well as the target. So everything is based off of these two right here. Now, where it's pulling its tolerance from is your settings. So if we open up our settings, it is all based off of the updated stock for your Solid Verify. So right now we're running a 0.1 millimeter tolerance. That is the tolerance that it is pulling from for your Solid Verification. Now for the stock verification in here of the stock itself is pulling off of the facet of your stock as well as the target for you guys. All right, so we have our target. Maybe I could care less about the stock target comparison. I can actually come over here and hide it so I can get a little bit more real estate on my screen. I can zoom in a little bit more, but I don't have that stock target comparison over here, aka the the rainbow bar is what we all like to call it. So we can do our compare stock and machine stock. So that's back there. Now, if you just don't want to see it, just you want to play it through without seeing it and still have it over here, you can actually click that checkbox and it will show you this. Sorry, this turns it off. This turns it on, so you can kind of see, you know, maybe I want to get in there and not see the stock target comparison with the colors. I can shut it off and get a good zoomed in feature or zoomed in on what I'm looking for there. All right, so we also have, like what we had before, is our tool. If we don't want to see our tool in there, playing it through, we can kind of see what's going on there, but it's not showing the tool, or the tool's not getting in the way for us. And as well as the holder. So maybe we're trying to get into a deep spot and I need to be able to rotate my views around so I can kind of see what's going on. I can turn off that holder just like what we can in Solid Verify. I'll turn that back on here. And then here's one thing I keep messing up on, even myself, and I know a lot of our other tech guys are doing it, is if you guys want to change something, you don't have to click on this. Just hover your mouse over it and it will change. If you actually click on it, it switches it between flyout mode and in regular mode of what's going on. So no need to click on it itself. You could just hover over it and do it. So what I was telling you guys before, down here with your slide bar, if you right click, you have the options down there, or we have the exact same thing here with your slide bar options right here as well. So like I said, we can go off of number of moves by display time, as well as if I just want to equal it out through the entire bar and see what's going on. And then, of course, we just got the regular exit in here. So Really cool new features in there for you guys. If you guys want to play with it, definitely play with it and give us our feedback and let us know if there's something you'd like to see changed in there. We have had one request in there to do a change up the colors. So right now, if I do our beta simulator, these colors over here, they must have changed it now. So before we couldn't change these colors, but now we can change these colors. So let me cancel out of here and make this bigger. That's sweet. I didn't even know they added that in there. So I'm going to put this back.
And when you're done with that, Kevin, we've got a question in the queue as well.
Okay. So I like green as 0. This puke color, I'm just going to change that color to orange. And this blue, let's switch over to Greg's favorite color.
That was a cheap shot.
I remember IMTS. No, I'm kidding. All right. So now I can switch those colors around. So when I do my stock target comparison, turn that on, and we'll let it play through here.
All right. Now, while that's loading, Kevin, Ronnie was asking, what's the difference between resetting the model and reloading from the menu bar?
Reloading loads the actual, let's say reloading. I would say they're the exact same thing, but since I have them in there, so we do a reset. So if you click, so here's what I think is if we click reset, it's going to reset to the previous operation. But maybe not. Let me just put it in the middle here and let me do a reset. Yep. So if I pause it through, sorry guys, I promise I'm not sitting in a barn, it's my text message. If I am halfway through an operation, it's like, ooh, I just want to start it over from that beginning of that operation. I can come in here and click the reset button, and it's going to start it off right where that operation started. If I come in here and do a reload, it's going to, if I'm running this independent on a separate window, that's where it's going to reload anything that I make a change to. So let's do this. Just as a test, let's go ahead and maximize this here. Actually, what I'm going to do is, you guys won't be able to see this, but I'm just going to slide this over here for a second. And I'm going to take this tool number 7. And let's switch it over to tool number 1. Well, that was our STL holder. All right, so we'll select that. Save and calculate. All right, so now we just calculated with that new tool in there, but let me maximize this. And we'll go to reload. It's like it's just reloading the actual target itself. Let me just check something real quick here. So we're using tool number 1, and let's do a reload. Bring this back. So Ronnie, it's like it's reloading the updated stock is, from what I can tell, is going on here. And I can dig into that a little bit more for you. Let me just see if I have anything in my notes about the reload. And got to jump to multiple colors. If you guys don't want to see multiple colors, so the initial stock of the model can be reloaded at any one point in time and played back. So what the reload does is, if we're right here, we can come over here, do a reload, and it will reload the updated stock from all the previous operations. So from right here where my cursor is, all the way back to over here, it's going to reload the stock for you guys. Something that they added in there, I'm not sure why, but so it's actually reloading the stock just from that previous operation, where if we come over here and do a reset, it's going to bring it back to the start of that physical operation itself. Does that kind of make sense? That makes sense to you, Greg?
Sorry, I looked away for a second. Go over that one more time.
So the reload is, it reloads the actual stock for that specific operation, where the reset is going to rewind it if you're halfway through an operation. So right here, if we come in here, do a reset, it's going to bump this line, or this little progress bar, to the beginning of that tool. So with the reset, it bumps it right back to the beginning. Now if I play it halfway through and do a pause, and let's say I just want to reset, pause, and if I want to reset my stock for this specific one, I can reload my target, or reload, and it's going to reload that stock from that operation and before. So it won't load any of the stock in that operation or going forward.
Yeah.
Or Ryan, hopefully that answers your question. Do we have any other ones? I don't even have any questions.
We have another question here about, are we capable of recording the simulation to send to somebody as a video file?
That has been talked about. Currently, no. That is not in there. It has been brought up, so we can save it out as a file format of some kind. So, you know, Ronnie's programmed this part. He can send it over to his machinist, and he can send him a little video file of what's going on without having SolidCAM, SolidWorks, or anything loaded. So that has been talked about, and seems to be something that people want, just because whoever asked that question is something that is wanted. So definitely in there. And from what I understand is the new Haas controllers, you can actually do a video file on there as well. I haven't played with the brand new Haas controllers, so I don't know from my aspect of things, but from what I've been told is you can play video files on there as well, as long as your G-code. So you could send this off to your machinist. He could play this through on his video player on the Haas machine, and then probe up the part and machine it. So anything else?
I think question-wise, you answered everything so far.
Okay.
Did you have anything else to show us?
No, I think that's
Or are we taking more questions?
Yeah, we can definitely take more questions here. Just kind of skimming through my notes real quick just to find out. But no, that looks like everything. Yep. So Big thing is if you want to launch the simulation, you know, in my mind, and if you're in the operation, come on, we'll pull up here, is just remember to hit your control button, just because we're in the beta mode of testing this out. So if you want to launch a beta simulation, hit your control key, click the simulation, and it will populate in the new simulator. Second thing is click and drag this off to a second window. Or if you want, you can, like I said, we can undo the flyout. It does it right on there, and just click this little box right here. And we also have what's called the mini-me. So like I said, drag it out, and I can see it play through in the operation. I can even come in here and open up this operation as that one is playing through.
Now, for mini-me mode, we can adjust the scale of that mini-me using the middle mouse wheel?
Yep. So if I want to adjust it, let me click back on it, and you can see I'm using them, like Greg said, the middle mouse wheel, and I can zoom in up to a certain point. So it's going to only make it to exact, I shouldn't say exact size. It's going to make it up to what it thinks can fit, and for the zoom out, it's going to make it, that's as small as it goes. So you guys do have that option to scale it in and out as you please. Let me just try my 3D mouse.
Yeah, I think currently that depends on monitor resolution as well.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So individual results may vary,
yep,
depending on whether you have a CRT monitor or a 4K monitor.
And the nice thing is
talking about you, Steve.
Thank you again.
Steve's using the one that has the big tube on the back.
Used to be only worried about Kevin. Now I got to worry about both of you crowding. All right, perfect.
And as you guys see that I'm rotating the part, the simulation does rotate with it. So, you know, if I need to zoom in to, you know, a specific area I want to view right here to view a radius size, you know, I can see that I'm running an 8mm radius, but I'm also, you know, it's rotated around here in the mini-me. And if I need to zoom out or, you know, zoom in, I can, like Greg was saying, I can middle mouse wheel and bring that in, play it through.
Yeah, and it can be panned around to anywhere on the screen as well, yep, right?
Yeah, I can click and drag this wherever I want. So if I zoom out of my part, come over here, I can move it, you know, left, right, front, back, wherever you guys want it. So
now, I think one other thing that we should cover with this new simulation is that you can click on any point of the toolpath if you do have the toolpath lines enabled, and it will snap that tool to that particular spot on the toolpath.
So if I click, so right here, kind of zoom in. Actually, let's go to the flyout. Get a little bit better zoomed in. You'll see what Greg is talking about. If I come in here, I can actually see my lines. And you'll see I got a little arrow, and it's telling me what direction it's going. Plus I have a little red arrow that's been done already and a green arrow that's been going forward. And if I click on that, it will update the path to right where I want it. So let me kind of zoom my.
Yeah, it's a great way of focusing on a certain area. If you know that you're looking at a particular part of the toolpath that you want to see how the tool is going to interact with your stock and target model, you can click on that section of the toolpath and go directly there.
Yeah, so we're doing our tricoidal cut right here or the D-tricoidal cut. And if I want to see exactly what's going on right there, I can just double click on it, and it's going to bring me right back to that exact point. And you'll see my progress bar got brought back. It's telling me I'm on G-code line 643, my X and Y and Z distances down here, and the operation that it's actually doing it on as well. And as I just kind of hover over this, you'll see that down here, we're on step, 643, and as I move this around, you'll see that my progress, I can see exactly what line number we're on, what X location it is. Maybe if I'm worried about getting close to that wall, I can come in here and see that it was, 49.636 in my Y-axis, and just do a quick check or sanity check just to kind of see what's going on there. And if I want to see what it's actually the tool is doing right in that specific time, I can double click, and the updated stock updates along with it. So a lot of great features in there for you guys. And this is all, like I said 1.5 million times, this is a lot of the stuff that you guys wanted, and it's coming to life for you. Now you're probably looking at this and saying, well, what about the fixture? They're coming. Fixtures and a time over here, like what we're used to seeing in Solid Verify and HostCAD, is being added as we speak. So they're that's why we're still in the beta mode for the simulator, is because it's actively being worked on daily to get this corrected. And for mine, I didn't know we could actually change the colors, and that must have been something they just did pretty recently, where you can customize these colors, where before they were just stuck as default colors and you couldn't modify those. So great point though.
Yeah, right now with it being beta, I mean, the updates and enhancements that are coming to this module are coming on almost daily. The stuff that you actually see and can interact with is more on a weekly or bi-weekly, but it's constantly being enhanced. So what we saw a month ago compared to what we saw or are seeing today is completely different, and that's going to continue to be the case as we build out the functionality of the simulator.
Yeah.
And they are attacking it at a tremendous pace. It's really unbelievable. We do have a question from Anthony here asking if we can access the simulation from a second SolidWorks window. And that is, I think, not the case from a second SolidWorks window, but if we do it in a Flyout mode, we will get a second window that you can dock somewhere else.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers Anthony's question there. And yes, you can see that on the screen as Kevin's showing it off.
Yeah, so I got this off. I know you guys can't see my other monitor, but I got this off on the second monitor, and I bring it over. When I'm, working on parts for you guys, or Greg's working on parts for you guys, a lot of times we have this pushed off on the second screen, and so you can kind of see the simulation, what's going on, and over here as well. I guess I haven't tried it with opening up a second version of SolidWorks. We can do that, but you'd want to keep just the main one open if you're going to be making changes. That second SolidWorks window you only want open as a point of reference. You don't want to be making a bunch of toolpath changes and model changes with two versions of SolidWorks open at the same time, along with two versions of SolidCAM open at the same time. Just a lot of data that could get translated in the wrong way. So, any other questions, guys? Don't see any. So, with that being said, if you guys do have questions, give us a call, shoot us an email. I think everybody has my email address in here, or Greg's email. And if not, it is in the YouTube description as well, both of our email addresses. Now, going forward, next week, we will not have a class. Greg will be in Texas, and I'll be in Pennsylvania. Both of us are actually doing on-site training for a customer, so we won't have a class next week, which kind of brings up a good point. If you guys ever need on-site training, just contact your account manager, and we'd be glad to come on site for you guys and do one-on-one training with you guys as well. But So we won't have a class next week, but the week after we'll be kind of going over just general enhancements in all that have been added for 2019 for you guys, which will be a little bit of a shorter class. And then from there, we'll be getting back to our regular night class schedule for your guys' suggestions. So, all right, guys. Well, if I don't see anything else, I'll let you guys run here. And if I don't talk to you in the meantime, have a great rest of your week, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Sounds good, Kev. Thank you.
Guys. Have a good one.
Bye.